Hey everybody, welcome to Off-Road 801. We got a cool little trip planned today. The first thing we're going to do is go see St. Thomas, a ghost town. Made a ghost town just because it was in the way of Lake Mead when they decided to make Lake Mead. And we're here to check the water levels of Lake Mead. In 1864, Brigham Young called for settlers to colonize the Muddy River Valley, now known as the Moapa Valley. On January 8th, 1965, 11 men and 3 women arrived and began the first settlement known as St. Thomas, and now known as the Lost City. St. Thomas was exposed by the receding lake in 2012 and remains exposed to this day. Well, and according to my GPS, I'm already underwater. This is part of the old lake. As you can see, it hasn't filled back up this far, that's for sure. And I don't see water anywhere in this valley. I know the Muddy River's over there, and the confluence with the Virgin River's just that way a ways. I won't be walking that far, but I want to try to go see the foundations of this old ghost town. So we're now underwater, walking with the fishes. And this is considered St. Thomas Cove. But as you can see, there is no water. So I don't care what they say, how fast Lake Mead's filling up. I don't think it's going to fill up again for a long time. And it may be even worse. It may never fill up again. Good thing it's a nice hard winter this year. We should be getting lots of water. But I know it's not going to be enough to fill up Lake Mead or Lake Powell. We need to figure out a way to conserve our water better, that's for sure. I'm now at the bottom of Lake Mead. Not really, but this is the bottom of Lake Mead right here. And I'm not swimming, I'm not holding my breath. We have a water shortage. So from what it looks like, it's the same story as Grafton. It looks like they tried to farm mostly cotton and probably ran into issues because they didn't grow enough food out here in the desert. So they might have learned the same lesson that Grafton did. Plant more food. Here's some evidence that we were underwater. Seashells. I won't be able to fly the drone today. This is a national park, the Lake Mead National Recreation Area. Little old piece of concrete. Probably part of an irrigation ditch, I would guess. Here's a funny little story I just read on the sign. In 1870, Nevada came to the town of St. Thomas and said, hey, you owe us some back taxes. You put your town in our state and you haven't paid us a dime. They didn't have the money to pay it, so they talked to Joseph Smith and he said, take a vote if you want to pay or leave. And they voted, what was it, 63-2 or something like that, to leave. They're like, we're out of here. Phew! And then they said the town was resettled later because the Muddy River Valley was a nice place to grow crops, I guess. Hopefully we find some donkeys today. There's lots of donkey poop out here. At least it looks like donkey poop. Hopefully we can find a couple. little house on the mud flats. There's a picture of him moving a house. The water coming. And this guy right here, this guy burnt down his house as the waters reached it and left in a boat. Yeah, apparently the people of this town were not happy with the amount of money the government was going to give them for their land. It's always usually a bad deal. Old pulley. That must have been their well. This is definitely a bigger building. I wonder if this was the church, the school, store, I don't know. But it's a pretty big building. Yeah, so when the lake was at its full point, there was 70 feet of water above St. Thomas. So right now, I should be 70 feet underwater. So lake levels are not very good. I think this is another well. The well is dry. So we're walking down Main Street in lovely St. Thomas ghost town. Not much left of it. Their little well. This one looks like it's more modern. It's got nuts and bolts. Like a slab-on grade house. No water in the lake, no water in any of these wells. So this was the hanging ice cream parlor. It was a general store and they sold ice cream. It was one of the few businesses in town. We got another old pulley laying out in the ground. There was 40 active mines at one time in this area. That's what kept this town alive for a while, until after World War I, when copper prices dropped. Let's find out what this structure is. It's pretty big. Maybe this was the church. This used to be the old St. Thomas School. It was 2 stories tall, had 4 classrooms, an auditorium, and an upstairs for dances. Well, it's got the old style of rebar too. I haven't seen this rebar in a while. Twisted steel. Oh, I hear a donkey out there. Where is he? Hopefully we can see him on the way back. I hear him. We're gonna walk down around over there and then head back to the Jeep. Oh, and if you didn't know, the Valley of Fire is right there. And then Lake Mead's that way. Same with Las Vegas. Out of all the ghost towns I've been to, this one has the most wells. Like, it seems like every spot has a well. Every little house has a well. Don't get me wrong, that's a good thing to have your own well. But it's unusual. At least I think it's unusual. Oh, see, here's their well right in front of their house. Or whatever it was. It's a lot of concrete, so I don't think it was a house. Okay, that was a post office. This was a general store right here. And then over here is the hotel. Well, a hotel. There's a picture of what the hotel used to look like. So this was another house. Some big old houses at this place. Here's their well. I found some fresh donkey poop. He's around here somewhere. Hopefully we can find him. They even had the railroad down here. In 1911, they started constructing the railroad from here up to the Moapa Valley. I think I found some of the railroad ties from the railroad. This spot's cleared out too, like it probably was. We're gonna get back in the Jeep, see if we can go find some water. Well, we're gonna go see if we can find a spot where Lake Mead still has some water. So let's go. There's quite a few piles of old tar, asphalt, I don't know which one to call it, but the black stuff. He's looking right at us. Ooh, don't be kicking.
They might start doing it.
I know, they look like they're thinking about having some sex. Oh, that was a pretty mean looking kick. You gonna kick him again?
Be nice. So get off me.
We're underwater again.
We're underwater.
I don't even know if we can get down to the beach. It's so low. All right, we found it. There is water in Lake Mead. It's not full, but at least there's water. This is Stewart's Point. Thought it'd be a good place to stop and check it out. I'm really hungry though. I need to find a good place to eat lunch. So that's next. Closed. Can't launch your boat here. There's some people over there that looks like they drug their trailers over there and launched their boats. Anybody missing a boat? All right, we came down to Echo Bay. We're way underwater now. I don't know what the old water level used to be, but it's still pretty low. If you can see that white line up there on that cliff, that's where the water is supposed to be. We got a long ways to go to get back to there. Hopefully we can do it. Fill this puppy back up. We need the water. Everybody needs the water.
I put him dry.
Where'd he go? I lost him.
Stay right here. Back up.
Put it in reverse for me. Oh, I see him. He's moving. He's staying in them bushes. Little coyote. Welcome to the Mormon Mesa. Just north of St. Thomas is a work of land art. Not quite sure how I feel about these kinds of artworks. The double negative. It was created in 1969. I think this place looked just fine without it. We got to see a land art sculpture today, a ghost town in Lake Mead. Pretty good day. I think me and the wife are going to get out of here. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.